Hey, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yo,
I can hear you. I can hear you perfect.
there he is. What's up, brother?
Hear me okay?
I can hear you. How's it
Nice, nice. Good to see you again. Good to see you.
Yes, yes.
Welcome to the neighborhood picks. What I wanted to do here was I just wanted to go over the initial first impulse reactions on these playoffs and some of the futures. Now, before we get into the games, I think it's pretty interesting that we just saw our team. We were looking, and they're the next to last highest odds to win the Super Bowl. $20 on the Giants to win it all pays $1,100. And you know we're always looking for a scratch off. So
But the disrespect. So isn't it what Vegas is saying that the Lamarless Ravens have a better shot at the Super Bowl than the Giants? The
yes.
Ravens are limping into the playoffs. The Giants are rolling into the playoffs. That makes no sense to me there. That's
Right
a scratch
now,
off. So wait, so who does it go after that? The Dolphins are under the Giants.
it
Then
starts the very favorite is Kansas City at plus 330. So that's
okay,
saying
so
if you
so
take your
starting that way. Yeah,
right,
if
if
you're
you
starting
take
that
your
way.
futures now, they give you a good price on just about anybody. So they start at 330. Then you get all the way down. The Giants are plus 5,500. The only teams higher than that, Miami at 6,000 and Seattle at 6,500. The Giants are third from last as far as the Super Bowl odds. I think that's a little off.
Well, we know that the NFC is wide open. I mean, that's the only thing that I think is off about it. I mean, I can see the Dolphins and Seattle being that low because they got to go through Cincinnati or the Chiefs or the Bills. Those are real juggernauts to have a
Right.
Super Bowl contention. The NFC, I mean, I feel like everything's kind of up for grabs. Even though the 49ers, everyone's liking them, they still got Brock Purdy,
Rookie.
rookie. Like they still got some question marks. Jalen Hurts and the Eagles, they didn't look too good against the Giants. They're not like rolling into the playoffs. The Cowboys, they're the most inconsistent team of the year, I think.
Cowboys are really
Like the
inconsistent.
the NFC is so wide open, it's crazy. I think that the AFC is really solidified down to those three juggernauts.
Three horse race, right?
There's no. I think it'd be insane if we thought another team would step in there.
It feels like on the AFC side, you got like fucking Mickey Mantle, like you got the heavy hitters. You got
Heavy hitters.
Allen,
Yeah.
Mahomes, and
Burrows.
Burrow, and those three are like all.
Heavy
You
hitters.
know what's weird about this? I've never seen this. Like usually, there's two big time quarterbacks, and it's the rivalry. But in the AFC, it's a three-headed elite monster
It's a three-headed monster
with a
between
couple
the
guys
three.
knocking that might get there, like Herbert and Trevor and shit like that.
Yeah, man. And people are forgetting that the Chargers, like, I think that the Chargers are one like player away. They're
Yeah,
right there. Like I
yeah,
don't know if this is their year to like
right.
really do it, but for next year and moving forward, the Chargers are definitely a team that I'm going to keep my eye on because that Herbert can sling the ball around.
That's
Like
what I was saying. Like, if I was Sean Payton, I would not be looking at Denver. I'd be looking at the Chargers.
oh
If I
yeah,
was Sean
oh
Payton,
yeah.
I want to go coach Herbert, not Russ.
No, fuck Russ ain't cooking shit. Herbert's the real chef. Herbert's the real sous chef.
Yeah.
Russ ain't cooking shit.
And you know what? I feel like what are they now? The Los Angeles Chargers, right? I feel
Yeah.
like the LA Chargers are about a year away because they're having like rhythm problems towards the red zone. Like Herbert's got a lot of yards, but his touchdown passes are a little low for the amount of completions he has. Same as Brady. Those two teams are having finishing problems. Like they don't have the full rhythm. Like the Giants, we know what they are. Their governor's all the way up, and they're going full speed every week. At least we know what we're getting. Dallas
Yeah,
has a rhythm problem.
and the Giants don't exactly. The Giants are in a rhythm where they don't forget who they are. They run the ball hard. Daniel Jones has done a lot better taking care of the ball this year. They play simple football, and that's why they're in the playoffs. And and they are where they are. Is because Dable's got them playing good, full 60 minutes of football. That's the reason why they're there, and that's why I think the Chargers are Fugazi and some of the teams.
Yeah. Hey, I'm reading some of these lines. Now, if we wanted to take the Super Bowl dream down a notch, now, if you go down the
Yeah,
line,
okay, Nucci, for thing, we the Giants, let's take the Super Bowl dream down a notch and let's bring down a reality a
let's
little
go
bit,
down
okay?
one notch
Yeah, one
just
notch. We
for
got to bring
fun.
ourselves to reality here.
Now, if I were to take a little stab at them on the NFC Championship, right, just to win the conference, We know that Philly's the best team, but we just played them twice this year. Familiarity is real. We could beat anybody. Philly is tough. Now, when you go after Philadelphia, every team has a major chink in their armor. Listen, if San Francisco and Purdy win the Super Bowl, that trumps Brady 20 years ago, because Tom Brady did it in his second season. No rookie has ever come in and won a Super Bowl. That would trump Brady, and he's Mr. Irrelevant. So therefore, the Niners can be had, and so on and so forth. Dallas inconsistent, Tampa Bay inconsistent, Minnesota, the Cardiac Kids. Now, the Giants to win the NFC Conference, $25 wins $600 even. It's a $600 win for a $25 scratch-off shot. That's something I'm going in on.
If you're living around by us and you're a true Giants fan, that's a shot you got to take. That's a shot you got to take.
If you're a Giants fan and you don't throw a quarter on them to win the NFC Championship game for $600, I would be worried about you. Definitely.
Yeah, we'd be a little worried. We'd be a little worried about that. We would.
Yeah.
Now, is there any other team in the NFC that, besides the Giants, let's just say that Minnesota beats the Giants this week. Let's just hypothetically say that, right? Who's your second team that you're really looking at? Is it the favorites of the 49ers? You're looking at them, or who else are you looking at? You think Tommy could do it, or what do you think?
I feel like Dallas and Tampa Bay is like the somebody's got to win game. Those two shit teams are lucky they're playing each other, because one of them's going to win. Because I like, they're both up and down.
Do you think that could propel one of them to really making a run?
I think if Tommy gets the win, it'll be bigger for him. If Tommy gets a win over the Cowboys, they might be finding something. If Dallas beats the ailing old Brady, they still got to prove more. They got to go beat Philly. They got to go beat one of these teams. But if Tommy gets the win, that could help. That could help his cause, I think. And that's they're underdog.
And again, you got Tom Brady. You got Tom Brady. People forget that, like, we're counting out, one of the greatest playoff quarterbacks of all time.
Were you aware that they got this game for Monday night? I thought Monday night games were done.
Well, I saw that ESPN was trying to make a Monday night playoff game, but I didn't know what game they flexed into that spot. They flexed the Cowboys and Bucks into that spot.
Dallas at Tampa Bay, Monday night, 8:16.
What's the spread?
Tampa Bay is a home 3-point dog. They're saying that Dallas should handle them. They're saying Dallas is the stronger team.
Tommy in the offensive line is still a little banged up, right?
Yeah, a little bit. But here's this part of the year. This is when I'm rooting for Tommy. As much as I make fun of him, I'm rooting for him.
And I know that, like, the Packers didn't make it in Rodgers, and this was like last night I was watching it. I was rooting for Rodgers and the Packers because, on the other hand, like,
Detroit was already out when the game started, right?
What?
Detroit was already eliminated when the game started.
They were already eliminated, but just like how the Brady thing and Rodgers is they're legends of the game. We're forgetting that, like, a couple years ago when we saw Peyton go on those runs with the Broncos and win the Super Bowl and do that, he retired. Like those are pivotal moments in those careers, and watching the end of the legendary career of Tommy. So I'd love to make a run for sure.
And he says that he's got no plans of retiring. You got two legendary quarterbacks. You're going to have Aaron Rodgers, you're going to have Brady, and you might have Lamar on the free agent market next year. Now, imagine if you're the Jets and you got a chance to get Lamar Jackson or take a shot on Aaron Rodgers for a year. You could get a whole 180 of a franchise if one of these guys moves teams.
I know. Well, and not signing guys and bringing it back to the playoff picture and everything like that is Brock Purdy seems to really be turning into something. Now this is a team that I really want to. Right? I want to ask you something. Yeah, I don't think they've lost with Brock Purdy. I think he's won every start. He's had, and the statistics he's had since he started playing is unreal. Yeah. It's through the roof.
He was leading the NFL in passer rating.
I mean, I know I say the NFC is wide open and stuff like that, but if I do think that the 49ers are like that team. They're a strong team. Like,
they're physical. They got talent from everywhere. Kittle, McCaffrey, Debo. They got talent. Elijah Mitchell's still on the team. We don't even remember it.
Yeah, Ayuk. They got
Ayuk is coming on. Young sensation. 49ers got the toughest team, I think. Because Philadelphia lost a couple linemen in this past month, big ones.
I know, and the thing is who gets hot around playoffs. The Eagles have been stumbling around, man. They have not looked good the past 4 weeks or so. And again, like, how's Jalen Hurts' shoulder, man? Like what happens if
Big
the
question.
first play of the game they're playing right, he gets smacked in the mouth, he gets
Right.
slammed on his shoulder,
And
like.
yep. And it is football. Like if I'm a defender, I want to give him a couple licks. I want to give
If
him licks.
and not that I'm hoping like people get hurt and stuff like that, but if I'm playing the first, series in the game, I'm finishing my hit, late or not.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
Like if I'm a defender and I'm getting a free look at Jalen Hurts early in the game, and like
Yeah.
even if they call a 15-yard penalty, I'm making Jalen Hurts know that it's playoff time and I don't give a
Yeah.
fuck about it.
Yeah.
Like that. Like remember when Favre or someone had the bounty on his head or whatever like that, whatever that bullshit was. Like
Oh,
like
yeah.
I think it's that same type of thing where if I'm a defender, I'm putting Jalen Hurts in the ground, whether it's a 15-yard penalty or not that first series.
And I was thinking the same thing. If I'm Micah Parsons, I'm getting a lick on Brady.
Yeah, I
Getting
know.
a
Well, that's why I mentioned in that game, how's Brady's offensive line doing? Because I think that what's going to decide that game is if Micah Parsons is the Parsons that we see where he's in the backfield the whole game,
I think
causing
he will
Tommy
be.
trouble. That'll be that'll just decide the game.
Yeah.
Is if Dallas's pass rush can get after Tom Brady. That's going to be the deciding
Yep.
factor in the game. Would you agree?
I would agree with that 100%. And I think they're going to get after him because everybody knows that Brady does not want to hold that ball after like 2.1 seconds. He doesn't want to hold it. So if they can just get him off that little rhythm, it could be a tough day if he doesn't hang in there. So I agree.
I know. So that's what that game. That's a game that I'd like to see Tommy win, but I'm definitely going to keep my wagers away from that game.
Yeah.
That's where I could, I don't know what I could see going on in that game. That's something. Is there you're looking at that you're looking to put your money? Okay,
I'm looking at a couple games, and I want to go through this during the week in real time as we might hear things and see things. So I'm just going to gloss by these games.
Quick first glance. First glance.
The first game that catches my eye, we just talked. San Francisco's been so perfect with this rookie quarterback. They have a super inflated spread. I'm seeing everything for the first time because I wanted it to be natural.
Yeah, I haven't even really seen the spread, so you got to inform me on the numbers. Yeah.
Ready for this? San Francisco is a minus 520 on the money line. They're 10 points favorite. And Seattle is they're not.
That's a divisional game. That's a divisional game. That's the third time we'll see them. And Seattle ain't no slump of a team.
I wouldn't be surprised if San Fran and all that we believe in them, if they could get knocked out by Seattle. Kenneth Walker, dominating running back. They got receivers. That's 10-point spread.
Wait, the spread right now is 10.5.
10.
That's something. I'm not taking San Fran laying the points there. If I'm going to take the points in a pick'em thing, I'm going to take maybe Seattle on the 10.
How about a 3-team teaser? You bump Seattle to 20. I would feel good about that.
Yeah.
A 3-team teaser, you add 10 to everything. Seattle plus 20. You could do a lot of teasers. Giants are plus 3. I would take them getting 13 against the Vikings.
Okay, so let's there you go. And then
I don't want to get out of line. The second one is my favorite game. I am so thankful. I said a prayer to the football gods. Please don't make me watch Washington in the playoffs. That was my first answered prayer. And then I said, please don't make me watch Tennessee with that guy with the no eyebrows. I don't know. I don't want to see that team. You know what I'm saying?
I don't want to see that team either.
I was so happy that Jacksonville got in. Now, when I see that young Trevor the Stallion is facing the other young stallion, Herbert, that's a dream game for a football fan. I'm so excited about that game, and it's basically a pick'em. They got the Chargers are a road favorite by 1. Chargers by 1. So Jacksonville's plus 1 at home right now. That's going to be a good game because the Chargers have had their issues finishing with rhythm, with fish face coach and all the low air yards. They haven't been maximizing Herbert's talent. Herbert, I love him, but the team hasn't been maximizing. Now Trevor is one of the hottest quarterbacks in the league. I don't know who I think is going to win that game. I don't know.
That's a tough one,
man.
That's
going to take me all week to decide.
I think that's a whole week to describe. So is there another game that you're looking on that you're really looking at too? Is there something else?
Oh yeah. Well, I believe that Miami is just like a sacrificial lamb. They're going to be there, and then they're going to be home right after the game. They're going to be fishing. Miami, there's no way they're beating Buffalo. So that's one that I like to knock down.
What's the spread on that? That's got to be like 2 touchdowns almost.
That's why they got to be in the 3-team tees with us. A 10.3-team tees works beautiful. Buffalo minus 10.5. You knock off that 10, you're laying a half. Now you just relax.
Oh, Buffalo.
So
Give
now
me that.
2/3 of that of a possible teaser. How would you feel with Seattle plus 20 and Buffalo minus a half to start? We would have to find one more for the teaser. So far, so good, no?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'll take Seattle covering 20 fucking points.
Do you see Miami beating Buffalo? I don't.
John, if Miami beats Buffalo, I won't. I'm done with football. I'm done.
Right?
I like if that happens, I don't even know anymore. I don't
Yeah,
even know.
I agree. I agree.
That would be some of the. That would just no way, no way.
Now,
And then
another,
what about the Bengals and the
I was
Ravens?
just looking at that. I feel like Baltimore doesn't even deserve to be in the playoffs, let alone
I
have.
feel like when I look at their record and they're like 10-5, I'm like, what? Or like 11-5, whatever they are. They got like 11, 10 wins. I'm like, wait,
Yeah.
what? I'm like, it doesn't seem
Giants
like
beat
that.
them this year. Remember the Giants beat them?
Yeah, that was with Lamar, I believe, too.
Yes. And I saw Lamar in Baltimore play about 4 or 5 crummy games and win with Lamar. They weren't like some juggernaut when Lamar was playing this year. They were winning 13-9. They were winning 16-13. Like I saw Baltimore almost lose all the games they
The
won.
only thing is, do I think the Bengals should wipe up the Ravens? Yes, I do. But the only thing that scares me is just like with the Seattle 49ers and when we talk about the Giants playing the Eagles and the Cowboys, is that's a familiarity where they're going to be playing for the third time. Like Ravens do still have a good defense.
Did
They
you see
know
the
the guys in
spread?
the Bengals. What's the spread?
I want you to guess this one. Cincinnati's home. Baltimore's coming in, and it looks like Lamar is trending towards playing, so they say.
I would say Cincinnati would have to be about a touchdown favorite, I would say.
6.5. That's why you're my partner. That's
Yeah.
why you're my boy. 6.5. Good guess. Yeah, Cincy 6.5. And you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if it does go to the 7. All Cincy bettors should probably get that one in early. It'll probably go up, I think.
I
But
see, like, and that's a game where do I think the Bengals are going to win at the end of the day? Yes, I think the Bengals should win, but I'm worrisome laying the points in that game. Like, could I
yeah,
see the Bengals maybe having to drive down the field and kick a game winner? Yeah, that I wouldn't be too surprised about that. So that might be a game where I'm not trying to lay the points with the Bengals. Like
right.
that's a team where I think the Bengals should move on and they should win. Yeah, in my heart, but I don't know if I would lay the 7 with them. Would you?
I don't think so. I'm calculating a 3-point. There's 6.5. If we do a 10-point teaser with those first two and them, here's what it would work out to. The Bills would be laying a half instead of 10.5. Seattle would be taking 20 instead of 10. And Cincy, this might be good. Cincy, instead of laying 6.5, if you do the 10 plus 3.5, that's beautiful.
Oh, that's a
Even
lot.
if they lose by a fucking field goal, we win. You get it?
What is that? Even money?
That's it comes out to 3-leg 10-point teaser comes out to minus 136. You gotta lay a little bit, but it could be worth it for definite wins,
Yeah, that would be it. I think that the team that I would want is I know would be Homer based, and which is why you pick Seattle. Is if I'm really doing the 10-point teaser, I'm putting our Giants in there. I'm putting the Giants. I would be.
What? Let's not get crazy with Cincy.
But
Lamar might put his fucking cape on.
So wait, the Giants are what? What are they? A 3-point dog?
3. So if we do the Giants in there, we get 13.
Okay, yeah, nice. I'm taking that. Yeah. I would rather have the Giants. I mean, even though I'm saying this as a Giants fan, which is why you got to take it. You got to take it with a grain of salt that I am saying this as a Giants fan. But I would rather take the Giants with the 13 than Seattle in the 20.
I have one more question for you, and I'm glad how we're glancing over this at a good speed because if we do it like this, we'll be more likely to go back a couple times this week. So I'm gonna hit you with one last little thing. On the teasers, it starts at 6, and when you plus it, it goes up. If we ever minus these a little bit, if we took it down to 4.5, it becomes plus 200. The odds now we would have Seattle plus 14.5, Buffalo minus 6, and the Giants plus 7.5. That would be if you took it to a 4.5, 3-team teaser.
Fuck Seattle. Put the Bengals in there. That's what I would think if I were to put that. Because do I think Seattle could? Yeah, but they make me worrisome. Like
we're gonna have to stay in this lab all week and keep it fluid and see how things are developing. See how Lamar is. The Giants are rested. I love that. I love Saquon and Daniel Jones are rested. Hopefully Richie James is rested. He's all we got.
Yo, Cheeto Head is our number one, bro. Cheeto Head is our number one. I can't believe it. I can't
Hey,
believe it. And then finally, Kenny Galladay catches the ball, and he looks like the old Kenny Galladay.
Kenny
I'm
fucking
like,
Galladay. Where
this
did he
asshole.
come from?
I don't know when are we gonna throw him off the Giants? I'm sick of seeing him, and I'm sick of hearing of him.
They were saying like next Megatron when he first got to the Giants. Remember, they were like, "Oh, he was Megatron." Hey, I got a
Yeah,
question
he's
for
mega bags of money now. Fuck him.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, honest opinion now. I made a statement a couple weeks ago, but now I looked at the rest of the league and it could be very wrong. I was almost the Jefferson MVP was a fun thing to talk about. I almost was gonna find the AP Offensive Player of the Year and lay as much wood as I could on Jefferson. However, I took a look at Travis Kelce's numbers this year. It's not a runaway. Either one of those guys can win the Offensive Player of the Year. It could be Jefferson, but Kelce, he's got 13 or 14 touchdown catches. He's got 1,300 yards, and he's got over 100 catches. He broke his own records. Travis Kelce might be the Offensive Player of the Year over Jefferson. What do you think?
Wow,
I
that's
don't
crazy.
know. I didn't think of that.
That's crazy, man. That's I don't know.
If you would have told me
That's a tough
before
one.
the season,
Well, I know you're talking about you're talking about the offensive players of the year, but back on the playoffs, who's a Super Bowl MVP? What are the odds going on that? Who's a long shot that you think that people could put in now? Just like you called your Cooper Cup around the championship time last year. Who could be your Cooper Cup this year?
Well, if Tommy Boy ever got back to the Super Bowl and they won it, he would probably be the reason. That's got to be crazy. Can you bet Super Bowl MVPs just yet? No, right?
I think so. Probably, yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna check that
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
Tommy's a candidate. Now remember Cooper Cup last year. If Minnesota ever makes a magical run, Jefferson could easily be the MVP because receivers now have more of a chance to be an MVP of a game. Edelman a couple years ago. Cup a couple years ago.
Okay, what about the guy you just mentioned?
Jefferson?
Kelce.
Oh, Kelce. There you go. Kelce could be the MVP if he does a couple of those 1 foot slants and turns them into 4 touchdowns. And definitely that could be. I think Mahomes got the MVP locked
And
up,
when you think about like long shot MVPs right now, you got to think about teams who you think could be there, and you got to think about players why their teams are there. You know what I mean? Cooper Cup.
Daniel Jones.
Goodness, no, I don't know.
Saquon, Daniel Jones. If Daniel Jones ever gets to the Super Bowl and goes like 22 for 26 and rushes for 90 like he did last week, if he ever has one of them games, you never know because he's got dual threat.
That's true.
Who else is there? Who else could we think of? Well, Buffalo.
Brock Purdy.
Oh my God. If San Francisco ever won the Super Bowl, also, you got to be aware.
I wonder what Brock Purdy's odds would be right now. If San Francisco's got to be somewhat of a favorite.
Off the chart. But
you think Brock Purdy would be off the chart?
I think it would be so high because San Francisco's a team. If they win, I could see like 4 different guys being the MVP. McCaffrey could end up being the MVP because he's so dangerous. Kittle sometimes. You never know. If they give a couple reverses and he gets 190 yards, you got that's a tricky one because a couple different guys can get it.
I know AJ Brown, even though I hate to say that,
and
the Eagles do
the
it.
other receivers, no joke either. The
Devontae Smith.
Yeah. Miles Sanders. There's a lot. We got to look at all this. We're going to start doing all the player prop futures and all that too coming up, I'm going to hit up T-Rich too and try to get him to come on Zoom. I just wanted to touch by everything a little bit, get it going because I'm going to put more volume out, less long ones and just have little fun ones like this,
All right, the first glance at the playoffs.
First glance, Ryan. Thank you for coming on. Neighborhood Picks, like and subscribe, and we'll go through right through the Super Bowl. We're gonna be doing stuff like this.
That a boy, Fedora. That a boy, Fedora boy.
I'll see you later.